James and Lucas are entered in a relay race. James runs the first half of the race, and Lucas runs the second half of the race. James's average pace is 8 miles per hour, and Lucas's average pace is 6 miles per hour. Their combined finish time is 7 hours. How long did it take Lucas to finish the second half of the race? Step 1. Determine what you are looking for. We are being asked to find what the amount of time it took Lucas to finish the second half of the race. I'm going to denote Lucas with an L. So we're looking for Lucas's time. Step 2. Assign a variable to represent what you are looking for, and if necessary, express any remaining unknown quantities in terms of this variable. I'm going to let t equal Lucas's time, and there's also another unknown quantity, is James's time. So we know their combined time is 7 hours, so we're going to take the 7, subtract Lucas's time, which is t, and that's going to give us James's time. Step 3, we're going to translate the English of the problem into mathematical statements. James runs the first half of the race, and Lucas runs the second half of the race. This tells us that the distances for the both runners is the same. So Lucas's distance equals James's distance. Now recall that distance equals rate times time, so Lucas's rate times time will equal James's rate times time. We can find Lucas's rate in the problem above right here. Lucas's rate is 6, and his time we denoted to be t. So 6t, and now we can look for James's rate in the problem above as well. It's right here. It's 8. So James's rate is 8 miles per hour, and his time was 7 minus t, so 8 times 7 minus t. Step 4, we're going to solve the problem that we created, the equation that we created in step 3. 6t equals 8 times 7 minus t. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to simplify the right side of the equation. I'm going to distribute the 8 to both the 7 and the t, and so we're going to get 6t equals 56 minus 8t. And now we want to get the t's on the same side of the equation, the variables on the same side. So we're going to add 8 to both sides of the equation. We're going to get 14t equals 56. And now we want to get t by itself. We want to isolate t. So we're going to divide by 14 on both sides to get t by itself, and t is going to be 4. Now remember, t was Lucas's time, so Lucas's time was 4 hours. Step 5, we're going to check your answer with the facts presented in the problem. So let's find James's time real fast. James's time was 7 minus t, so we're going to take 7 minus 4, and that's going to give us 3 hours. That is James's time. So both their times should add to 7, and they do. 4 plus 3 equals 7. And now let's make sure their distances are correct, or the same. So we're going to take Lucas's rate, which is 6, and multiply by his time, which is 4, and that's going to give us 24. And then we're going to take James's rate, which is 8, and we're going to multiply it by his time, which is 3, and that's going to also give us 24. Now what we really want to know is, does this make sense with the problem? We know that James's average pace is 8 miles per hour, and Lucas's average pace is 6 miles per hour. It took Lucas 4 hours to finish his part of the race, and it took James 3 hours to finish his part of the race. So this makes sense. It's going to take Lucas longer to finish his race because he is running slower than James. So this is checked. And we know the answer to our question is 4 hours, because that's how long it took Lucas to finish the second half of the race.